There we go. Okay. Rock and roll. Bad Mama Jamma. Hey guys, guess what? It is Convos with DJD Phoenix. That would be me for the time being. And also, we planned this a number of months ago when he was on with us last time. I'm very excited to be able to have a little bit of time tonight with my good friend Conrad Askland, the band leader of Cirque du Soleil's Crystal is the current show.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, were you about to say buddy and then you switched to good friend?
I
Were
was
you about to say my
maybe I was,
buddy Conrad or no?
maybe I was gonna say brother. My,
I
my,
like brother better.
my brosip. Well, that was our term of endearment for each other years ago when we met.
It
Uh,
was. Carry on, brother. Carry on.
exactly. Just to catch you up to speed, actually, Conrad and I met back in the mid '80s, back in the heyday of the Seattle club scene at a place called City Beat. And fast forward, oh my gosh, 40 years almost. And we reconnected a few years back, and it's been a real pleasure getting a chance to catch up with them. And we always have a good time. So, first of all, Conrad, thank you very much.
Oh, it's great to see you and talk to you again.
Oh my gosh, totally cool. And just so you guys know, actually Cirque du Soleil has been for the past almost 4 months now on tour in Australia and New Zealand with
Yep.
particular shows. So that was one of the other reasons why, and that's where are you at right now? Where are you at tonight?
Last city of our Oceania tour, which is New Zealand, Australia. We're in Perth, which is on the west coast of Australia.
Okay.
And this is our last stop.
Okay.
We did in New Zealand, we started in Christchurch and we went to Auckland. Then we came over the east coast of Australia and we did Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, which is all down the. I'm excited to explain the geography because I never knew all of this before.
Really?
Uh, but yeah, we went down the west coast and now we're on the west coast of
Okay.
Perth.
So now were these single performances in each city, or was it like a short run in each city?
No, normally it's 2 weeks
Okay, that's
in
what I
each of
thought.
these cities. Normally we do a week in a city. We're an arena tour, so we set up in the arena, we do a week. But I think maybe the distance of Australia, we've done usually 2 weeks in every city. Oh,
Okay.
excuse me. If you can, if that's your same experience and you can make that connection, then in a way, it it almost makes the bad stuff exciting in a weird way. Um,
I know.
if you can look back and make that same connection.
Right. I know. I think part of it though is that the experience of through the journey itself, as it's happening, as it's unfolding, as raw as it can make you feel sometimes. I mean, and on top of
Trip
everything else,
that
I only know what some of my destinations are. I don't know what the game plan is. And honestly,
you wait, say that again.
I only know what the destinations are, but I don't know what the game plan is.
Say that one more time and listen to yourself.
Do I have to?
Yes.
I only know what the destinations are, but I don't know what the game plan is. Uh, so I've been giving him crap about him being in the bottom half of the world and everything being upside down and backwards, but that is not actually the truth. So anyway, so what is I gotta ask, what is New Zealand like? Because that has been one of my bucket list dreams for a long time.
So I did New Zealand wrong. One of the advantages, there's like 100 people that travel with our group. We have 44 artists and then technicians, office staff, catering, all of this.
Right.
So I get to talk with other people. Oh, what did you do? So I just flew in when I was supposed to start work in Christchurch. Other people, they did it right. They flew in early and then they rented a car. So if you ever go to New Zealand, you need to rent a car and drive the country because that's when you see the true beauty. So
Okay.
the only way I was able to get out in the country is to take tours like on TripAdvisor or Viator.
Okay.
So I got a little taste, but other people that drove through the country, it was like, oh my God. Um, And if you've seen Flight of the Conchords,
Yeah.
uh, it's like that. Everything was Lord of the Rings.
Was it
Because
really?
Lord of the Rings is kind of a newer, in the last 20 years tourism thing.
Right.
But almost all the people I know from the States that were there, they were all about the Lord of the Rings stuff.
Okay. Okay. And I probably because of the fact that, and what's odd to me is that really there's still so little known for the most part about New Zealand, I think, to Americans anyway. I mean, a lot of times they'll mix up Australia and New Zealand if they've even heard of New Zealand. Um,
Right.
right. For some of us, so some like one of my favorite groups, and I don't remember, well, Split Ends. New Zealand produced a lot of really great bands. Um, but anyway, they know what I sound like. I want to listen to you. Speaking of listening to you, I was expecting an accent, a
I
little bit of one.
so I do pick up some of the tacky tourist stuff. Like I'm using the word cheeky now
Oh, cheeky.
because I work with a lot of Australians too. They say cheeky a lot,
Right.
and so I've picked that up. But I still can't really be comfortable saying "good day, mate."
Really?
So my Australian friends, when they say, "good day, mate," I can't help myself. I do a full on Ted Lasso. Ahoy, matey!
I,
How are you going? And they hate it. They absolutely hate the ahoy matey thing. But you know, you got to be Ted Lasso when you're.
right.
Oh, I wanted to show off my T-shirt.
Very cool. You said it was a great show.
It was. I saw it Thursday night at the Astor Theater in Perth, and it was awesome. And I just found out yesterday. Oh my God, there was another band in town. I think playing at the same arena that we open next week. I didn't know they were in town, so I didn't buy a ticket.
Who is it?
And it was uh Boy George's band. What's the name of that band?
Culture Club?
Culture Club did 2 nights here, and I didn't even know about it.
No
And
way.
I'm so bummed. Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you, see what happens when you don't fly in early?
Right.
Wow. Okay. So, okay, need to ask. So far, and with either one of the two countries, New Zealand or Australia, what has been one of your favorite parts so far?
Mm.
Or a couple of them even. Like, what are some of the highlights?
So for me, in Australia, the food has been exceptional
Has
in
it?
Australia. Um, I thought maybe things would taste different, or the meats would. I'm not vegetarian, so the meats would be different. Or they're very good. The steaks, the Thai food is excellent.
Okay.
Um, I enjoy the Australians. I don't know the correct word. They're very open, not aggressive, but they're very open in general. Will say what they mean.
Okay.
Not as averse to conflict as us West Coasters in the US are.
Right.
And I really enjoy that openness. It's sometimes can be off-putting, but I enjoy it. And a new thing I've been doing in Perth, I've never done in my life, is astrophotography. And I just posted a photo in the last 12 hours on my Facebook page of the
Okay.
Milky Way.
I will have to. Oh wow, I'll have to check it out.
So I found a professional local Perth photographer who took me out. We went to Lake Clifton, which is this lake with no lights
Ooh.
around. Took me out. We went to Lake Clifton, which is this lake with no lights around. And we shot the Milky Way. I have a pretty pro camera that we used.
Okay.
Shot the Milky Way, and then the next day went to an area called the Pinnacles. It's a couple hours north of Perth in the desert. Looks like the high desert in California, but they have these giant rock formations.
Okay.
And then next week, I'm going for this is so geeky but so exciting. I'm going for a 2-day workshop at the Perth Observatory, to the actual observatory where they're going to explain the constellations
Wow.
and the best ways to approach that with photography. That's a whole new vista for me, and it's exciting.
Right, right. Because you over the last, especially over the last like couple of years, you really started getting back into your photography and like
It, Yeah, in December last year, we were in Lisbon, and I was looking at stuff on Viator and TripAdvisor to do, and I found a professional photographer that would take you with your camera, a private lesson.
Right.
Now, I didn't even know this existed. And I did that and then realized, oh, I need to up my camera. So the next month in Barcelona, I got a really nice new Sony A7 and a 35 millimeter
Oh, wow.
GM lens. And then almost all the cities, I started hiring professional photographers. So Barcelona had this great photographer named Diego. We did street photography,
Okay.
night photography, and I actually I have a parody rap video that we recorded in Palma de Mallorca in Barcelona. I haven't released it yet. So
Really?
it's coming up on a year we recorded it.
Okay.
Yeah, so and then I hired people like I took one of my vacations in Paris and I hired a professional photographer. We're walking the streets of Paris and they're, showing me how to take better photos.
Right, right,
It's
right.
really awesome. I love it.
That and I think that's a cool hobby, especially for you because of the fact that you are getting to travel and being able to incorporate your hobby into like the travel and probably coming back with some great shots.
And I'm more into like street photography if I can capture, a person without being, obtrusive,
Right.
angles of architecture, textures, things like this. So I'm usually not taking a photo of just like a building. Usually there's some element in there. It gets me out in the cities,
Mhm.
and I like doing historical.
Cirque du Soleil presents Crystal, where world-class ice skating and unexpected acrobatics fuse to create Cirque du Soleil's first on-ice experience. Feel the adrenaline as Cirque du Soleil creates a frozen playground and a world of wonder on ice. Cirque du Soleil Crystal, a breakthrough ice experience. Tickets on sale at cirquedusoleil.com.
Element in there. It gets me out in the cities,
Mhm.
and I like doing historical tours, walking tours. And
Okay.
so it's great. So, if it gets boring and they're like, in 1846, I'm taking like the texture of the brick on a building.
Right, right. I remember some of the pictures that you took when you were over in Europe, though, and you got some really cool shots of like cathedrals and some of the old buildings and different things like that.
I love cathedrals. I love going into the sanctuaries, especially the Catholic cathedrals. They're just beautiful.
Oh
And
yeah.
of course, we'll always take a few minutes just to kind of sit in one of the pews and just kind of take it all in silence. It's a great experience.
What a I don't know. Maybe we would have said yes, but if anybody would have told us, or told you back at that point in time when we first met, this is what your life is going to be. These are the things you're going to experience. I mean, I think to a degree, anybody would have those pipe dreams like, oh my gosh, I would love something like that. And you have been blessed to be able to actually experience that in such an incredibly great way that so many other people, just shy of actually working for a company like this, Cirque du Soleil, that will never have the opportunity to be able to, experience it the way that you have.
It is a wonderful experience. We use different words to describe it, but the feeling with most of the artists, we feel blessed. Um, Most of the artists in Cirque du Soleil, a lot of the artists have a single skill that they have spent their whole life perfecting.
Okay.
A lot of times they're second and third generation circus performers, the athletes.
Right, right.
Um, and eh, most of the musicians come from family of musicians. And like one of the musicians I work with, he started on his instrument at 3 years old
What does he
with
play?
formal lessons. Yeah, I mean,
What does he play
he plays violin. He's just a
at 3 years old?
mind-blowing violin player.
Wow.
His mother was a violin player for the state orchestra in Argentina and started teaching him when he was 3. So So, but to be able to take these, skills that we've worked on our whole lives and be able to perform, not just, Cirque du Soleil is circus, but you've seen Cirque. It's not Ringling Brothers. There's kind of a a dark and also an inspiring kind of artistic aesthetic to it that's
Right.
very fulfilling to be a part of.
Right. But there are those certain elements and dynamics so that that run through the Cirque du Soleil shows that you can, even if you didn't know what you were watching, you could, there are just certain things that you look at that and you're like, that's Cirque du Soleil. Whether it be the acrobats or the just some amazing performers. And like you said, but the fact that they like have that one skill that they totally hone in on, and
Yep.
that's amazing.
And what's really fun too is a lot of the artists, backstage, away from the show, a lot of them are learning a new skill from another artist. For
Really?
instance, I have a friend he's an extreme skater.
Okay.
So he does rollerblading, ice skating, and they do the flips and the jumps. It's imagine skateboarding, but on ice or on wheels,
Right.
rollerblading. He's learning juggling.
Oh wow.
And he's practicing hardcore. He's actually become a pretty good juggler, but a lot of times you have artists learning kind of, I guess, cross training.
Okay.
And that's really fun to watch the master teach, someone this new skill.
But who in their own right, in their particular field though, is a master probably themselves.
Correct. In their particular discipline.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Discipline. Okay. Yeah. Wow. I want to make sure too that, especially because our time is somewhat limited, and there again, thank you so much for putting time aside. I want to make sure that we do hit on, sometimes I wish that I had like the ability to be able to do like a call in. So like we could actually have, anybody that's going to end up watching this, and thank you very much for watching this, by the way. But anybody that's watching it, be able to call in and like actually ask you questions. I think that'd be totally awesome.
Oh, that would be fun.
Well, one of these days, who knows? I'm not exactly sure where this is all going to land. I basically, in fact, you're my first interview of a whole slew of upcoming interviews. You're the first interview in a while. So congratulations. No. Not really.
I'm a winner.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry to say I'm not going to be able to make the Scoochies.
I don't go to those because
reunion.
it would just be embarrassing.
I think we would have had fun if we'd gone and like met up there or something together.
Oh, we would have had fun.
Oh yeah, but
But other people would not have fun seeing me, especially my non-existent dance skills. My Scoochie moves that kind of passed when I was 17. In my 50s, no one wants to see that. No one wants to see that.
and I can
Now, you had cool dance moves. I remember you would wear this cape, almost like a bat cape, and you would do this thing, and you look like a bat flying around. I remember what it looked like. It was really cool.
That's what.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. That it was a flying fox.
The flying fox. Okay.
Go figure. Yeah. No, but it's funny that you say that though, because I still totally remember you all in white on the speaker, just going for it, when whatever song was playing. And I don't remember what some of your favorite.
No, I never wore all white. No, on the speaker. I was not cool enough for
Oh,
I was not cool enough for the
yes,
Scoochies.
you did. You and
All white?
all white. Yes, totally.
That's like a Wham kind of.
Yeah, but you pulled it
I do
off.
not remember that at all.
Oh my gosh. And maybe it wasn't a constant, but I totally remembered that though.
Huh. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because just a little bit of time has passed, and those weren't the most brilliantly lit days anyway. So yeah. Okay, where do I want to go from here?
I just
Yeah.
before we move on,
Yes.
I wanted to let you know something cool coming up.
Okay.
So I've released a lot of shorts in the last year from my travels, like on my YouTube channel and my
Right.
TikTok channel.
Okay.
I haven't done a lot of long form content just because of the time, but we have a new video with the Cirque du Soleil Crystal Band
Oh wow.
playing a song from another show playing a song called Steampunk Telegram from the show Curios.
Okay.
And this was something set up by Casting. Casting contacted all the bands in Cirque du Soleil and said, would your band be interested in covering a song from a different show? So we recorded this in Christchurch. We finished it last month. It was fun for me. I got to do all the video editing.
Wow.
They started releasing these band videos a few days ago.
Okay.
Our video is going to be released by Casting on.
Wow.
They started releasing these band videos a few days ago.
Okay.
Our video is going to be released by Casting on Pacific time, Tuesday, January 21st. I think that's the 21st.
Okay.
It'll be on my YouTube channel a week or two after that.
Okay.
And I hope people can visit my YouTube channel and check out that video. And I have some other cool videos that will be coming up once a month after that.
So we still want to send them to CONRADASKLAND.com.
So CONRADASKLAND.com, my personal website, I have a sticky post that has links to my social media channels.
Okay.
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Okay.
And TikTok has more of my weird content, but YouTube is where I put up, if I have a long form video, YouTube is where it'll be at.
Okay. Okay. But that is good to know, though, that if nothing else, they can go check out the main website, and then they can follow the links to the other ones and find all your stuff out there.
Yeah, and I'll put my photos on my website if anyone's interested in the photography as I go along.
Okay.
That's just on my website.
Okay, cool. And he's, like we were saying earlier, this is his third show with Cirque du Soleil, and your first year with them was 2008. Okay. Wow.
I did the resident show in Macau, China. I lived in China for 4 years doing that show with them.
Wow. Okay.
It was called Zaya.
What is the run? What's the expected run for Crystal? How long is it going to last?
You never know. A Cirque du Soleil show, a new show can run for, there was one show called Run in Vegas, lasted a month.
Wow.
Other shows, Alegria is in its third incarnation now.
Okay.
And it's been, going since the mid 90s. So you never know. You never know with a show. And of course, that's the one thing about my life, because I'm always working as a music director, keyboardist on a show. You sign on to a show and then it runs however long it runs.
Right. Right. Wow. Okay, cool. And already it's been going since just last year?
We did the relaunch. We started in Savannah, Georgia in May of 2022.
Oh.
That was the relaunch.
Okay.
The show had been running before the pandemic.
Okay. Okay, cool. And how much longer do you guys have down under?
2 more weeks in Perth. So we've had this whole week off.
Okay.
Then we open next Friday. We do 2 weekends.
Okay.
And then I'll be back home to beautiful Mount Vernon, Washington.
Oh, I'll bet you
Tulip
did that.
I am.
It's always nice to go home. Hey, before we run out of time, because we're just at about the 7-minute mark, may I get a quick plug? Can I get a quick plug from you?
Yeah, like what's the verbiage I need to include?
G'day, mate. This is Conrad Askland. Okay, so let's see.
you do it if you want to,
The
but
nation
doing-
is still at its merry best since you've been gone. I'm sure you've been keeping up with it here and there.
I have.
As weird as ever. And I'm leaving Washington in your good hands. So, whichever
you.
way it decides to fall apart, well, I'll just, we'll blame somebody else.
Okay.
Yes. So, and for those of you that don't know, actually, this is one of my first shows really since having left Washington State. So, in fact, Conrad and I were talking about it before we got started tonight. And I am en route to the southern part of the United States. And Anxious to see what happens. I don't even remember what it was that I said earlier that you thought that, oh, I know what the destinations are, but I don't know what the game plan is.
Say that again.
I don't know what my destinations are. No, I know what my destinations are, but I don't know what the game plan is.
Now, you didn't say destinations plural the first
I
time. You
didn't.
said it
Okay.
singular.
I
So
don't.
everyone listen very closely to what he says
Okay,
here.
take three. Take three. I don't know what my destination is. Or okay.
Take 4. Okay, everyone, don't listen to that. Listen to this
Here we
one.
go. I don't know what my. I know what my. Oh my goodness! Here, let me start over. Okay, there we go. I know what my destination is, but I don't know what the game plan is.
And everyone, listen to this real carefully. Say that one more time. It's so beautiful.
I know what my destination is. I just don't know what the game plan is.
So when DJ Phoenix said that, I was like, that's life.
It is.
We all know the final destination, but it's all about the journey. It was so, and you said it just off your sleeve, like no big deal.
The first time,
yeah, that is our combined experience.
right.
We all know the final destination, but it's that whole journey of all the myriad human experiences in between.
Right. And I think a lot of it does boil down to what you invest of yourself to be able to bring certain things out of it. You know, you have to whatever degree keep yourself open. That's the only way to do it, because otherwise you miss out on things, I think, and opportunities.
I have 2 thoughts on that. I have a lot of conversations like this, with the different artists I'm working with. And some people have an attitude that they're taking, that they will take whatever life has to offer them. My experience has been a little different. It's more receiving, but part of that is, we tend to have our blinders on, our little horse blinders on, especially if we're going through something traumatic, a life change like you're going on now. But if you can keep your eyes open, a lot of times what that other thing is it's on the periphery. It's on the sides. It's not where you're looking. And the other experiences I've had is a lot of time, if there's something you really want, you hold it so tight in your hand. A lot of times you can only receive that when you let go, when you yeah, like it's there. You just have to have that space so it comes to you.
Right. Personally, it's going to be interesting to see just how things transpire. And, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. For the most part, I've had a real peace about it. So, and that's what I want to maintain. That's what I want to continue to have. But I'm human though, too. And there've been a number of times already on this short trip so far where I've really rethought, maybe I didn't make the right decision. But that is what it is, kids. And I'm actually, I want to do a couple of things with Conrad before we run out of time. A word to the world. What you got to say to everybody?
Just this world is so interesting. And I found great joy in just being part of it wherever I am. Don't worry about changing the world. See what you can do just in your neighborhood.
Right.
And we have so many beautiful things we can all do to be part of that.
No doubt. Very true. All right, so you heard it from the man himself. Once again, this is DJ D Phoenix with KONVOS, and I've been hanging for a while tonight with CONRAD ASKLAND of Cirque du Soleil's Crystal. As always, it's been a pleasure.
Great talking with you.
Always. And I look forward to our next convo and catch up. And speaking of condiments, we'll have to do one again here somewhere down the road. After, how long of a break are you going to have when you get back?
Until the middle of November.
Oh, okay. So a nice little break.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'll have about a 6-week break.
Nice. Well, at some point we'll connect again. Anyway, guys, I want to say thank you very much to CONRAD ASKLAND. Thank you very much. And don't go anywhere. We will be right back after these messages. So this is DJD Phoenix. I'm over and I'm out. All right. Cool, buddy. Thank you so much.
Great.